everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. The 49ers would love nothing more than to finish out today's game with a second notch in that win column. It's the Seahawks going up against the 49ers.
Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Silicon Valley and Levi Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Seattle Seahawks. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. On the return, the All-Pro 2 years ago, Tyler Lockett, and he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. And they'll be led out by the guy under center, Charles, their quarterback. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he hits Jermaine Kearse. And he gets it down deep into San Francisco territory. A big gain there on the first play of the game. 55 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Tyler Lockett with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
And this will give the Seahawks a 7-0 lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. They'll be led out by their new signal caller for 2017 in his 9th year now. It's Brian Hoyer.
You talk about the pause that refreshes. I think it's come at a perfect time of the year for them, hasn't it? You know, the season is starting to wind down, got a little bit of a break. But how about the guy calling the signals? He's got to be excited about that because now he didn't just get a game plan for 1 week. He was able to work on it for 2 weeks. I can't wait to see if they have anything special in store for him today.
Well, a man who sat out 3 seasons. This is Tim Hightower. And he's going to go backward. They get him behind the line. Here's Hoyer. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And fortunately, he's able to reel it back in, but it's going to go down as a big loss here on the play.
Well, that was a big oops right there. But how about his ability to correct it? Loses the football, able to get it back himself.
Yeah, pounced right back on it, keeps possession. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now Hoyer. And this is going to be incomplete.
Are we on the same page here, partner? Because I think they had the right idea. Just take what you can get on third and forever.
Yeah, in real life, I'd say yes. It's just these video games are tempting. You want to go downfield with it.
I like the way you've evolved.
Yeah.
You know, you've learned how to play it the Madden way.
He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. Returnable for Lockett. They'll call that a 61-yard punt. He got all of that one. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory.
Let's go. Green, 39.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. It's caught. Lockett. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 88 yards. And the Seahawks get the quick strike touchdown. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Extra point try now for Walsh. And it's good to make it 14-0. Those are the ones the offensive coordinators dream about. One-play drives from that distance. What an effort. It results in the touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 8. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. They go again with Hightower. And he'll get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Richard Sherman's a perennial Pro Bowler. Whenever I've watched him practice, I was always struck by very few false reads and very few false steps. That allows him to stay in sync with receivers downfield. I also believe he's underrated as a tackler in the running game.
And on On third down, a nickel formation here defensively.
Hurry up, here we go. 319.
Hoyer. On the left side, it's McDonald. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up fourth down. I think defensively you're okay with that. You're in the first quarter. He's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to stall them out when you do that.
And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse. And that'll bring up second down.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green.
He'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
I know some teams are leery about playing cover 2 because the strong safety's not usually a terrific cover guy. But in this case, he played it perfectly. Read the football and went and made the interception.
Here we go now. Green.
Now a play fake here on first down. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Logan Paulson, his first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers are back within a score. And that one makes it 14-7. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in this spot where they're #1 in their conference.
He's going to try and go deep again. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. Unable to connect on the first down pass play. Now it's second down.
Set. Blue landing.
They'll set up to throw. And he'll be out of bounds up near midfield at the 49. That one goes for 24 yards. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
So here, the men in charge are going to be looking at whether or not the receiver had possession of the ball as he went out of bounds.
And they have to make sure that the receiver got both feet down in bounds as well.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands.
All right, here we go. 319.
They go play action here on first down. He's going to fire one deep, middle of, looking for Baldwin, intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Eric Reed. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Here we go now. Blue landing. Blue landing.
On the carry, it's Hightower. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. They run with Hightower. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
Michael Bennett's versatility, being able to play any position along the defensive front, allows him to make those types of plays. He finds good matchups and gets into the offensive backfield.
And there it works for a tackle for loss. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on third down.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again, go play action, hit them over the top.
And that is incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with it.
And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked up by the All-Pro, Navarro Bowman. And a return across midfield and to the 46-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Ataba Rubin with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8.
Sometimes I watch games and wonder why they use play fakes on certain passing situations because it's not going to fool anyone. I don't know if that was the case here, but the end result was the same. No one fooled. The quarterback was hit.
But they face a second and long to start things out.
Double tight, guys. Double tight. Green.
This is Hightower. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
Now, that result is no surprise. This team is bringing back memories of what? The 85 Bears, the 2000 Ravens. Those teams were so great against the run, they made you abandon any plans of doing that when you played against them.
And this is going to be incomplete. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and that just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And they'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. Well, if you haven't gotten enough football this Thanksgiving weekend, there's still more to come. Tonight,
yes,
you're pumped up. It's 2 of the most storied franchises in NFL history doing battle, the Packers and Steelers from Heinz Field. Then tomorrow night, more. Wrap up your Cyber Monday with the Texans at the Ravens from Baltimore.
Man, is it time to start shopping already?
Just go online, man. I said Cyber Monday. Click, click, click.
Trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football lately.
Yeah, several bad decisions on the interceptions he's thrown in. Frankly, that should have been another pick right there. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and it's third down.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
It really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Doug Baldwin, 76 yards. And the Seahawks add on to their lead. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
It's good, and it is now 21-7. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it all culminates with a Seattle score. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Yet again, Pierre Garçon and company gearing up to take the field. You better believe that he's well aware he has 0 catches right now, and they're losing, so he's probably a little hungry.
And you know the guys on defense are aware as well. And they're really excited he has no catches, but they're also worried. Because a lot of times, it's like the ticking time bomb. The longer you hold him down, when he finally explodes, look out.
Yeah, no catches, though, so far in this game.
We just saw another example of how the defense is winning this game. Really at the point of attack, the offensive line's just getting pushed around. I think now as a play caller, you got to give them a little bit of help. Maybe you keep your tight ends a little bit more. Maybe the running backs help you a little bit with the pass blocking. But you've got to help them get some confidence because you can't abandon the play calling right now.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third at about 7 left.
Hitting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is incomplete. Some of the fans here don't seem too happy about what we've seen in this first half.
No, not at all, and I understand why. They've looked lethargic, out of sync, and it shows on the scoreboard.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Now it's Lockett. The second spin. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Escaping the pressure right. He's going to air this out for Baldwin. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Doug Baldwin, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strike ability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
He knocks it through. It's 28-7. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting. When you're putting together a formula for winning defense, it's exactly what we're seeing in this game. Controlling the line of scrimmage, attacking, and changing everything so that now they're playing in the offense's backfield. They're playing an excellent game.
And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. Jeremy Curley, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that's trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Shedd, and he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Getting set to go again as we look at the back heading onto the field again. He's had a good chunk of carries. Problem is for very little success. I don't want to put it all on his shoulders, but that's a big reason they're losing right now.
Have to be very careful that he doesn't start pointing fingers.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Michael Wilhoit coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. A 4-yard pickup, that gets him going forward, but still 15 yards left on third down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. My good friend Charles and I right back at you after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Larry Ridley will have the highlights and analysis of this first half from our studios in Orlando.
And I have a feeling those highlights will be pretty one-sided, too.
I think you're right, partner. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Returnable here from the 38. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field. On the NFL scoreboard, an update from Los Angeles. It's the Rams that have grabbed the early lead. Jared Goff, a single touchdown pass to this point in that one. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively.
All right, here we go. 3-19.
They'll look to throw here. Airing one deep for Curse. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect. So a challenge coming down from the booth, and that's where these challenges come from, of course, in the final 2.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
10 yards still left on second down.
Now let's go. 3-19.
He'll look to throw. That's caught inside the 20. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field. You still carry that supreme arrogance with you and continue to fire the ball. I've seen guys have games like this, and this is where you find it.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Jimmy Graham, his 4th touchdown on the year. And this Seahawks offense continues to pour it on.
Heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that can finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. And the route is on here in this first half. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Yet again, Pierre Garçon and company gearing up to take the field. A chance maybe here for them to get him more involved. They're down here on the scoreboard, and he's been very quiet.
And the silence has been deafening for his team. They don't need that at all. They need fireworks. They need explosive plays. They need him touching the football in any way possible. Maybe go to some jet sweeps. Anything to get him going.
Yeah, something to get in the ball. We'll see if they can do it. I'm no offensive mastermind, but of all the guys on the field to block, you might want to stop him.
Look, I've got a very simple rule. An unblocked defender is usually your best defender, and he ended up making the play there.
So we've come upon halftime with the visiting Seahawks. They're out in front as we send you cross-country to our EA Sports Studios in Orlando with our halftime report. Here's Larry Ridley.
All right, let's get straight to it. Here's some highlights from the first half. Seahawks starting up on their opening drive. Lockett's got the catch here, and this play will go for 6 as they take a 7-0 lead. 1st and 10. Lockett's going to haul in the pass, and this play goes for a score as they move out in front 14-0. Seahawks with possession halfway through 1. The pass ends up being picked off. It's Reed who's in the right spot to pick off the pass. Offense out now following the turnover. Paulson's wide open, able to make the grab. And it leads to a touchdown. 3rd down at the 24. 49ers down by 7. Baldwin's got nobody around him on the deep pass. And this goes 76 yards for the score. Seahawks on offense midway through the 2nd. As they go out in front, 14-7. Baldwin's wide open down the field. And 54 yards later, he's going in for the score. Seahawks up now by 21. Now 1st and 10. Graham's wide open here on the catch. And this will go all the way for a touchdown. The Seahawks continue to dominate. So that'll do it from our studios in Orlando for the second half kickoff. Let's get you back out west to Santa Clara and Brandon Gott.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something.
Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Oh, and after the sack, he's still down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. So Hoyer forced to leave the ball game, and they'll hand things over to the USC product, a former fourth-round selection, Matt Barkley. First toss of the game here for the backup Barkley. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
And he'll be well short of a first down as he stopped again right at the line of scrimmage.
Well, he was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. And he'll take it just outside the 40. A good return there, 17 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Doug Baldwin and company getting ready to go again on offense. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games?
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The rookie from Stanford, Solomon Thomas. And it'll make this a 2nd and long.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
All right, here we go. Green, 39.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that one is incomplete. He just dropped it. But they're up big on the scoreboard, so maybe he can chuckle about later. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Now let's go. Green.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. They get a big amount back, 18 yards, but they'll still look at a 4th down now.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first.
Now let's go. Green.
Now back to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation,
in trouble, and he's taken down. K.J. Wright, he's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
Oftentimes when you're not winning at the point of attack for an offensive line, maybe they're getting out physical. Spread things out a little bit, make it more of a one-on-one blocking scheme. Then you don't have to win it physically. You just have to win it by position. That may open things up for your running backs.
And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Frank Clark in there to record another sack, their 6th of the afternoon.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fielded at the 33. That'll go as a 42-yard punt, but a net of 32. They had a 10-yard return, and out will come the offense as they take over. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to come back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say maybe makes that offense feel good, but when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball. And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. And he can't hang on. He had a good shot there for his third pick of the game. Instead, it's third down.
Well, an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play. For the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
He hits Baldwin right side. A very solid gain of 27.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford, and plays like a #1 receiver should in the NFL. I don't care how you cover him. I don't care that his size isn't great. He's the one that typically comes up with the football.
Absolutely. His roots go all the way back to Gulf Breeze, Florida, where he's from, right on the water near Pensacola, and then, of course, to Stanford, and, boy, he's been good. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. To throw again. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jimmy Graham with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Seahawks are running away with this one.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Walsh now for the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. A drive that time of 6 plays. And the Seahawks capping it off with a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And San Francisco gets set to go here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
Sometimes we wonder about play calls, but this one made perfect sense to me. He's got the only touchdown that they've scored in this game. Tried to get it to him again on another deep ball.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
All right, Brandon, you know me as well as anyone. You know I don't usually advocate abandoning things during a game, but here we are in the second half. I think it's
back now here in Santa Clara. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair.
All right, here we go.
He'll drop to throw. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football.
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
If he's their best threat on offense, use your number 1 cover guy on defense. It doesn't matter about size.
They have had him locked up. That just his first catch of the game. Big reason why they're down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They're going to look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the all-pro free safety, Earl Thomas. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Here we go now.
They'll drop to throw. Going to throw right side here, complete. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs. First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Tight end's right. Tight end's right. Hurry up. Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
Looking to throw. He's going to fire one deep left sideline. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. Fourth quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead, because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
He's going to fire one deep, and this is caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Tyler Lockett, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Extra point try now for Walsh. Oh, this is blocked. It's picked up a lot. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, but he is finally run down. Would have been 2 if he made it all the way, but instead, simply a missed extra point.
We have seen some exciting returns of blocked extra points. This one doesn't quite get into that level, but there had to be an anxious moment after it was blocked, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I think sometimes they still forget on both sides when that block comes on a PAT that you can return it for 2. He got it across midfield there, just not close to the end zone.
Yeah, you noted that moment of hesitancy, didn't you? You know, it's blocked, it's like, oh yeah, that's right, it can be returned, and which means you have to get back and tackle him too.
The 49ers getting set to trot out there. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Here we go now. 3-19.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. The Niners on third down. Not getting the job done at all. A very poor 1 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6. They'll set up a throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field.
Hey, tight end's right. Watch tight end. Now let's go.
They'll look to throw. It's caught on the left side by Kurz. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards.
Here we go now. Green 39. Green 39.
They'll look to throw here on first down. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's brought down. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's got the tight end, Vanette. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Just a yard on the catch there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quan Williams. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Offense.
So they lost yardage and they declined the penalty. There's no logical reasoning to do that.
I'm trying to go through this little Rolodex in this small brain of mine, and I'm coming up with nothing, partner. I've got zip on that one. Take the yardage, right? Take the penalty. I don't get it.
I don't get it either. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Let's face it, you can run the route tree as many times as you want, get in sync, practice it, do all those things. But once you get to game speed, it doesn't always time up quite that well. That one goes incomplete.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19.
Here's Hoyer. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee.
Illegal forward pass. Offense.
So he was past the line of scrimmage when he threw it.
And as they say, that's a no-no. Got to be able to understand where you are on the field and not cross the line before throwing the ball downfield.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
Now Hoyer. Unable to find Curley. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. They needed 14. They got 15 here on third down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going. Out routes are always timing routes, and if the timing's off just a little bit, it can really throw off a play. It looked like he let him a little too much there.
Yeah, there was a fraction of a second because he caught it, just couldn't stay in bounds.
Strong right. All right, here we go. Green 39.
Hoyer pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The rookie from Michigan State, Malik McDowell. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
Now let's go. Blue, land it.
Back to throw here. And able to find Garcon. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue, land it. Blue, land it.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And McDonald here over the middle. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately because if you let that big guy get a head of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Seahawks, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the 49ers, they lose their 9th game on the year. And they'll try and turn things around next week as they have a date at Soldier Field with the Chicago Bears. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Santa Clara.